You have been groomed by me. That's right. Do not take this out of context. I talk to myself at times when I question things that doesn't like the outcome of the situation, especially when it doesn't make sense. Talking to yourself is such a good thing. It's a healthy thing, because at least the way that I view it, talking to yourself, there's a relation, yourself, the person that you are, there's at least two versions of you, right? There's you and there's yourself. Because you can talk to yourself, it means that there is at least a two-person party here that combines yourself and brain. That's what I like to think, at least. And that's why spending time with yourself, if you treat yourself as a person, there's a lot of people who don't love themselves. They don't do things for the self. They neglect, and they take care of other people, and they neglect the self, themselves. They neglect themselves. It's a relationship between two people, and you're neglecting that person because you don't think this person is deserving of love or kindness or affection or care. And you would never have that thought about someone you love, like your sister or your loved one or your mother. You would never have that. But for some reason, you have that with yourself. And it's sad because you are a loving and caring person, but you're not giving it to yourself. And some people don't understand that relationship with themselves. And it's practiced. It takes practice from a person who doesn't love themselves or hate themselves to actually treat themselves with grace and kindness. These people are usually the kindest people when it comes to being with other people, but they refuse to give that same energy to themselves out of a sense of, I don't know, shame or not loving themselves, or maybe religion told you that you're a sinner, that you're a bad person, and that you always have to be repenting. It could be whatever. Maybe your parents said that you were something, and it lowers your self-worth in terms of how you love yourself. It's powerful. Yo, what's up, Otaku Nation? Thanks. I mean, never really thought like this. Yeah, no, welcome. This is some good shit. It's interesting when you say I love people but not myself, right? But like, imagine you 20 years from now looking at yourself now. Would you love that person? Would you let's say you had a little brother and that little brother is you. Would you be mean to yourself? Would you be nasty or rude? Would you do that to you? You wouldn't. I would hope you would not do it. It's not that we're hypocrites. It's just sometimes we have little self-worth. We don't value ourselves. Some people don't value themselves. Like literally. They see the value in other people, but they don't see the value in themselves or the importance of themselves because they don't love themselves and they don't have grace for themselves. I don't value myself, but I give it my all. And think about that, Angel. Think about if I said that to you. Think about it, say, hey, I don't really value myself, but I really am trying to give it my all. Imagine how much love and affection and care you would want to give to me for feeling that. Like the way that you would want to support a person who feels that. You would be, a lot of people would tell other people to love themselves. Like, no, you should love yourself. You're a great person. You're amazing. You don't realize how much of an impact you've had on my life. You don't realize how good you are. You don't realize you're net positive. You're brilliant. And people will not put that energy towards themselves when they really need to. You got to do that for yourself. You got to hype you because you are good for you. The relationship between you and yourself is the most important one you will ever face in your entire life. You can put all your sense of worth into your wife or your kids or God or work, family. You if you want to put that at the top of the fixation, sure, that's fine. But you coexist with yourself until you die. You live with yourself and you die with yourself. And if you don't nurture that, the thing is that if you even want to be a better person for the people that are around you, nurturing yourself is such an important concept, because the more healthy you are, the better relationship you have with yourself, the better relationship you can have with other people. The quality of your relationships with other people dramatically increase when the relationship with yourself is healthy. So if you want to have better relationships, get closer with people, see them for who they are more, then it's important to do that to yourself, which involves self-understanding, self-awareness, and love. And then that creates a stronger level up version of you to be able to dig into other people as well. It's a beautiful thing. I'm trying to preach, Keith. I can give love to others, but accepting it myself, it can be hard because I grew up not accepting compliments. So it's a complex situation to deal with. I give to others before I do for myself. Are you religious? Angel, by the way? And this is a question I always ask people because I feel like a lot of religious people, you're not? Okay. I found that a lot of people with like Christian backgrounds tend to be they become subservient. They teach you to do unto others and to prop others up. They really take away the concept of self-love and being first, to be honest. You want to pour large amounts of love and energy, you got to give that self to your own same time and dedication, yes. You grew up going to church, but grew out of it at 16. Bam! Got you. You were a kid. You were brainwashed. You've been brainwashed and you don't even know it. You don't even know how much a lot of us have been brainwashed. And I mean that. When you think about it, parenting is brainwashing. Brainwashing is not knowing that you have been shaped by someone else. You have been groomed by your parents. You have been groomed by your teachers. You have been groomed by your pastors. You have been groomed by me. That's right. Do not take this out of context. I'm currently brainwashing you right now. That's the power of influence. That's the reason why people were so terrified of Andrew Tate, because influence is real. And people, especially kids, are very, very, very brainwashable. What's the opposite of a brainwash? I don't know. Brain dirty? Getting your brain dirty? What's the opposite of washing something? To clean, to dirty something up. A brain taint? That sounds sexual. Brain taint. Brain rot. Maybe. Yeah. Cleansing your brain versus rotting your brain. I would say brain rot. It might be a good example. Brain dephase. Pon de flor. All we can do is try to be a better person, working on ourselves at our own pace and not force shit. Yeah. But that's not all we can do. It's not just about being a better person. Because better is subjective. Even if you're a bad person, these exercises are very helpful because they'll teach you to be more evil. Because if your values are aligned with a person who's evil, these exercises still operate. It's not about being a good person. It's about understanding. So when you understand things, you have more control. You have more certainty about how things function. You have less anxiety because you get it. It brings comfort in the knowing. And sometimes the unknowing brings other things. This might cause some controversy, but have you ever thought about how Christians are the biggest dick riders on this earth? What? They worship a person who may or may not exist every single day. I couldn't imagine doing that personally. So Zender, it's interesting. What you're saying here is saying, I couldn't imagine doing that personally. And that's you. You're basing what it is that you feel based on what you can't imagine. And what you can imagine is so tiny. Your world is so small. But for you to use the basis of you not being able to imagine something as to the reason why it's crazy, and you understand that how that kind of rhetoric is swung around in different ways, where our lack of understanding of people and how they live their lives create animosity and disconnect. So for example, I can be a person of not faith, and then I can empathize and understand a person who is a person with faith, that they live their life in a different way, that they're a more spiritual person, that they believe in planes, ethereal planes, that they believe that life is not what I think life is. And what they think and feel doesn't have to be crazy, because crazy is just a word for things that we describe that we don't understand, or it's not in the realm of what we think. That's what crazy is. But it doesn't mean that it is inherently wrong or bad. You know what I mean? Some people take Christianity too far and use it to base their lives around it. They do. And what's wrong with that? The only thing that I find sometimes issues is when what people believe then becomes a way to hurt others. That's where I draw the line. When what you are doing and feeling causes a direct hurt onto another person, that's where I draw the line. And as you probably know, religion has been one of the biggest forces used to conquer and control and to manipulate people, to change people. They're literally missionaries, people going out there to try to change people, to recruit them. So religion is a weapon. It's a weapon, and the humankind has been weaponizing it for all of life since what has begun. We weaponize a lot of things, but religion is just one of those tools. But not every person who is religious is trying to weaponize their religion either. And the basis of our beliefs are not always the same. That's why you have people who are like, yeah, I believe in God. I believe in a higher being. I don't really think that the Bible is kind of factual. I think the Bible was just written by some nigga. For real. But I think there's a dude up there who created this and who wants us to do good things. Is there a heaven? Maybe. It could be wrong though. Can't prove it. That's why there's faith. But someone might have that belief. Some people might think reincarnation is real. Can't prove it. Can't say, yeah, I was reincarnated as a baby. A baby comes up and he's 5 years old and he's talking about what he was doing in his past lifetime. Imagine he got isekai'd. Imagine the baby got isekai'd. And they were aware of it. What's the plot? What's that damn anime called with the two kids that got isekai'd? Shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And their mom died or whatever. But that's what isekais are about. Reincarnation. No, not reincarnated into a slime. It's a more recent one. Oshinoko. So we have not had like a 5-year-old Stewie baby come out here and be like, hey guys, I was a grown ass 45-year-old man. And let me tell you about 1866. Right? We just haven't had that. Sometimes they say you get reincarnated, but then you forget about your prior life.